Great, and we're live. Hello, welcome everyone. Uh, so I'm really excited. I'm Nishith here, and welcome to this Conversations of Excellence. This is something we've been doing for last 2 years, and I felt a little bad because I haven't done many of these interviews this year. Angela did most of them, but I'm really excited to speak with Rita today. I was just telling her earlier. It seems like that I have known Rita for more than close to about 3 years, and we haven't really got a chance to speak about anything. And today seems to be that great. I'm really excited about our conversation. So, off to you, Rita. Would you like to introduce yourself a little bit?
Okay, first, thank you so much for this invitation. And thanks for creating and holding this beautiful space to talk about this topic that is generative parenting, that actually it's about human rights. And it's so interesting because before we start to get in alive, you are sharing that, well, I'm not a parent. Actually, you are a parent. Every single person, it is a parent of his and her inner child. So let me introduce myself just briefly. I am Rita Aleluia. I was born in Portugal, but I'm a citizen of the world because not only because I travel a lot, but not now, but usually yes, but because I'm living in different countries. I have two daughters. They are my gurus, my best gurus. They are incredible. And I was journalist for more than 16 years. It was very beautiful, but it doesn't lead me to the place where I want to see myself and the world. So one day, when my older girl was 3 years old, I look at her and I have a very strong feeling. It was like, oh my God, I know you come from me, but who are you? I'm not connected with you. What's going on here? And it was very strange. It was it was scary, but it was a moment of shift in my life. In that moment, it was very clear that the journalism was no longer an option. I have my first degree, it is in science communication. It was very obvious that doesn't lead me to a very connected communication. So I start looking for another kinds of communications. And thank God I found NLP and I started studying NLP. This was in 2010. And since there, I never stopped. When I was attending my first NLP practitioner, almost at the middle of the practitioner, it was very, again, a turning point of my life. I discovered that the distance between me and my daughter was just the distance between me and myself. And this was, oh my God, what's going on? So I start to investigate. I start to looking for what was coming out in the world of NLP that can bring some light to this issue. I didn't find anything specifically in parenting. I found some things in education, but was very connected with the positive discipline, very manipulative, and definitely was not that what I was looking for. So I decided to create something new. So I bring NLP and then I continue my work with NLP, with generative coaching, generative consulting, and I bring all together and I create NLP and generative parenting, but it's a very long name. So I shorter to generative parenting. In this moment, generative parenting was born in 2010. And all these years, I had a lot of things from neuroscience that actually are already since 50 years in NLP, but neuroscience is now giving new meaning or at least credibility to these discoveries. that NLP bring to the world. So neuroscience, neurocardiology, epigenetic, and quantum physics. These are all inside generative parenting. It's a very holistic perspective of parenting. So I'm an author too. I have books published in Portuguese, and then I have other books in co-authory with other names from the world of NLP in English. Briefly, is this?
Oh, that's brilliant. That's amazing. So that I mean, it really sounds exciting in terms of there are so many different aspects and so many different perspectives to parenting that generative parenting kind of includes or immerses you in. But one of the things that really stood out is the part of the story that you shared, and maybe if we can explore a little bit more of that. So, the thing that you shared about that when you recognized that there was a distance between you and your daughter, it was truly just a distance between you with yourself, and that's really really powerful. Could you maybe elaborate a little bit more on that? Because I think
Yes.
I think it's such a profound insight, uh, and like you mentioned that for me, like I'm not a parent, but I'm a parent to my own inner child, and it sort of resonates. It doesn't have to be an external child, but it resonates with other aspects and other contexts. That when I find distance with something else or any human being, anything else, maybe with my dad, it's still true for me that it's with distance with my own self, and I'm very curious to explore that. What is that? Uh, uh, how did you recognize that, and what is that for you?
Yeah. So, first of all, we always start from a point of curiosity. Okay. It's like Milton Erickson used to say, I don't know, but I'm curious to find out. So we start with a lot of curiosity, no judgment at all. Okay. We do the best we can with resource we can touch in the moment. So everything is okay at that moment. And this is scary. This insight was scary, but it was a turning point. So I was living where in my cranial brain again. We disconnect. We born as an whole, and we born love. We are pure love. That's what we are. Each one of us, even the people that are outside, and oh my God, it's so evil. It's not. It's not. They are pure love. So it's how we born. Then we are educated. We are not guided. We are educated. And when we educate someone, we give the person a map and we say, you have to follow this map. In generative parenting, we guide our children. We honor their own essence that is totally different from our essence. And we do it from a place of love, from our heart. So at the moment that I had inside that the distance between me and my daughter was just the distance between me and myself, I understood that I was living in my head, in my cranial brain. I was thinking, I was analyzing, I was disconnected. What I've done with generative parenting was introduce a lot of work from HeartMath Institute that connects and creates coherence between our brain that is in our hearts and the brain that is in our heads, because they are always communicating. And in 1991, the neurocardiologists, they discovered that actually they didn't discover, they just recognized, because this is not new. And this is the beauty of generative parenting. Nothing that I bring to this field, it's new. This is very, very ancient. It comes from ancient traditions. So the indigenous, they still use a lot of them. And this coherent heart and mind, they bring this. It's no coincidence that from Greece to China, they all use the heart, and they say it's a set for intuition, guidance, wisdom. So when we connect with our heart, we are connected with ourselves, with our true self. And this is a work we do in generative parenting. So since the moment I reconnect with my heart, this work starts to be done. And as I was saying, 1991, the neurocardiologists, they recognize that the brain in the heart, and there are more than 40,000 neurons in our heart, and every single neuron can feel, can remember, and there is wisdom there, and it's totally independent from our brain, our head brain. So it's very interesting because they are communicating. If we stay on our head, that is also interesting and curious, because it's where we create the mess. We are creators, and we are amazing creators. So we create a lot of mess in our heads, and then we come here trying to fix it. And then we want to fix our children, because we expect from here, we create an image and we design a box, and we want to put our children inside the box, and we don't see them for whom they are. And this is the tricky thing in parenting in general. Um, what else can I say about it? Yeah.
Okay, great. So, uh, for me, the question then really pops up is that how do someone connect with their heart, and
Oh,
how does that create that shift that allows them to move out of that box, or help our kids move out of the box?
okay, so first of all, we need to know that our heart is in our heart, that we generate the regenerative emotions. Okay, I know that usually we talk about five core emotions, but here, no, we talk about heart emotions. There are the regenerative ones, and they are care, compassion, gratitude, and also appreciation. So this is something that is clear to everyone. You can have a different map, a different culture, a different belief, but this is clear. And I don't say love, because also the studies reveals that love is something ambiguous. And for example, I work with families all over the world. And if I go to China and I have some mothers from China, and if they are struggle with something, and I say, okay, don't worry, just add more love, this can be very dangerous, because in their checklist of love, punishment, it's okay. I cannot say this. So, but if I say, okay, so just go inside your heart and feel the compassion, feel the care, the appreciation, the gratitude. This is something very, very intuitive. It's our intuition is here, so we can do it. So maybe, and I like to do this when I start my trainings. We usually do a coach state, but here we'll do, if it is okay, if you think it's the right place, it's easy to do it. And I invite you and the people that are watching us, you can do it with your eyes open or with your eyes closed, it's as you wish. I prefer with my eyes closed, because it's much more quickly to reconnect with my heart. And every time we place our hand in our heart, immediately our focus goes to our heart. So this gesture, if it's comfortable
Okay.
for you, it's really nice to be done. So this technique, it's the heart locking technique. It's from the Heart Math Institute, and it has 3 steps. And I will guide you from one step to another one. It's quickly and it's very, very efficient. Okay. So
Okay,
let's,
great.
with your eyes open, or with your eyes closed. Okay, so you may place your hand in your heart and breathe deeply and slower than usual. And I invite you to focus your attention in the area of your chest or in your heart. And imagine you are breathing in and breathing out your heart, rather a little slower and deeper than usual. And don't force. Find a smooth rhythm in your time. And now I invite you to activate or to recognize with the regenerative emotion like care, compassion, appreciation, gratitude, and sustain that emotion. In each breath, feel care, compassion, gratitude, appreciation. And now radiate all that renewing feeling to yourself and others from your heart to all your cells to others. And if you want, you can open your eyes. Yeah. Do you want to share something?
Yeah, I felt I could experience it's one of the statements that you made earlier that care, compassion, gratitude, they're instinctive, and I could experience that as I didn't consciously have to think about these emotions. It's just something that naturally came for me. I had a funny experience because when I was thinking about some of these emotions as I was experiencing it, I I suddenly got this image of Ted Lasso. Have you seen Ted Lasso? It's a
Yeah,
TV
yeah,
show.
yeah.
Yeah, and that character to me sort of represents all of these emotions, and it's sort of like a metaphorical thing I could experience. I could experience that, and I could it was a very visual as I could imagine it going out from me. I mean, for me, I was mainly because I'd just been home with my dad, so he's in front of me
Yeah.
right now, so I could experience taking it out to him, and that was really powerful.
Mm.
It's not my usual way to think about my relationship with him. So that's different.
You mentioned now, it's not the way I used to think because
Yeah.
here you are not thinking, you are feeling.
Yes.
See?
Yes.
This makes the difference. And in parenting, this is really, really important. In everything in life, actually, it's really important because when we add heart to our life, we don't change the what happened to us, but we can give a new meaning from our heart, a new perspective, and is always a very kind perspective. And each one of us is a field, and our engine, we can say, it's our heart. And oh, I see Patricia. It's so effective. Thank you for sharing. Oh, thank you, Patricia, and welcome. You know, Patricia, she's using this with her daughter in every single day, and she shares a lot of her work with mothers too, with families, and
Right.
she's using generative parenting, and it's incredible the changes that happens in this process. This one is very immediately. Others
Yes.
take some time, okay? But if we
Mm.
go from with our heart and from our
Mm.
heart, and if we respond to the challengings of life from our heart, it's much more easier.
Yes.
And as I was mentioning, each one of us is a field, and the core of this field is our heart.
Yes.
It's the most powerful biomagnetic field on our body, and it's connected with electric magnetic field of the planets. See, it's really important. And
Yes.
we are interconnected with each other till a distance almost 3 meters. This is what the science shows, but the science knows it's much more, but it can prove just this quantity. But my question, and I always question this, it's what are we feeding these fields?
Yes.
Because if I'm a field and I'm totally disconnected, how can I feed a feeling of love, care, compassion if I'm not present in myself?
Yes.
How can I help another person?
Yes.
And here it's also interesting when we guide someone in the coaching session or in a training session or as a parent. If we do it with this one, we are thinking and we can talk about the things, but the change never happened. Or if starts to happen, it's there is no sustained and generative change. We need to add heart to this
Yes.
conversation. Otherwise, it doesn't work. And every event in our life, it's registered in two places: in our heart, that is also our body, and in our cranial brain.
Yes.
If it is a good conversation like this one, everything is okay, no problem. But if it is a traumatic event, and we have a lot of them in our lives, if it is a traumatic event, and then we go to a therapist or to a coach or whatever, and we sit and we talk about it, nothing happens. It's
Yes.
no healing at all. So the healing starts when we recognize our brains. And that's why I always say that generative parenting, it's not about perfection, it's about connection.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so kind of just making a little transition.
Mhm.
So if we think about the summit and your session,
Yeah.
so what is it that everyone who might be part of it or who would attend the session could expect? But before you could answer that question, I also want to just put it out there that if you guys have any questions for Rita,
Yeah.
from any context, please feel free to put it in the comments and we will put it up and we'll find. I'm sure that we will have time now to answer, but if there are too many questions, then I'm sure we'll find a way to get to the comments and answer those questions.
And
But yes,
sharing.
please feel.
I'm sure you have a lot of sharings about this topic. Well, from my section, let me see. Yeah, I'll be talking about the importance of this recognition with our heart, about what is coherence, from brain, from heart, a lot of techniques, very easy techniques. This one is very easy, the one we practice, but there are a lot of others. I will bring some of them. Let me just see. Maria Alda, she's saying, when I speak with my son, says my heart, I feel that nothing else will be wrong. Even it's a bad day because his heart and mine understand each other. Absolutely.
That's
Maria,
so powerful.
thank you so much. Congratulations. This is generative parenting in action. Yeah. Because everything that heart says to do it, it's always right. Always. And it's so interesting. And the science already shows this. When we sense in our heart, just go, go, go. And then head says, don't go, don't be silly. And then we don't go. Oh, that's interesting. And when we feel bad, we feel, you know, because we are not in alignment. So every time this says, go, you can go, it's from a safe place. We can trust. And if we trust in this place, we are with the open mind and open heart. And we are holding what is going on in, okay, I'm alert, but I'm present. So nothing wrong can happen. If something, a mistake happened, it's only learning, nothing else. So it's always interesting to connect with our hearts, and that's one thing that you can learn in my session in this particular conference. And we'll be talking about also the regenerative emotions, how they work, how our brain waves work, and how we connect all these energy fields with the larger fields. How can we feed the field, the larger field, um, with our vision? So we will learn how to design our vision for the world, our intentions, because without them, we navigate. Okay, the wind is from this side. Now I go. Now, that side I go. So we don't have actually a path. So we need intentions, and how to center. It's so crucial. Yeah,
That's really powerful and so exciting.
yeah. Hope so.
Uh, yes, it is. It is absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Great. And so to just kind of further explore, so if there were some of the things that you'd like to share, because there are a lot of viewers now, but I'm sure that this will be watched by many, many, many viewers later. If
Mhm.
there was one sort of insight, or maybe one or two insight or learning, something that you would like to share that sort of allows, because I think one of the things is that most of the things that you shared is we're speaking about specifically generative parenting, but I think this is applicable in life,
In life.
uh,
Yeah,
in life,
in everything.
and exactly, exactly. I mean, it's so much important to have that connection with the field and to have that vision, and the process of accessing the emotions. And I'd love to definitely learn more about regenerative emotions, go in
Mhm.
depth. So I'll definitely be part of your session for that.
Thank you.
Uh,
Yeah,
if we, sorry, were you able to say something?
yeah. I was saying, I want to to talk a little bit just about.
Yeah.
Um, we don't want to cut our head brain, not at all. It's just to be conscious that when we think, when we guide our life just with this one, ignoring this one, we are always excluding, and we are living in an exclusive way. And first we are excluding ourselves and our wisdom. Our wisdom is here on the heart. So it's important to understand that when we live by our head brain, our logical cranial brain is a polarity organ. It's right and left brain. So it's good or bad, it's wrong or right. And it's always, exclusion, separation. And this creates incoherence. Okay.
Yes.
What is the meaning of coherence? So coherence is when it represents order, it represents rhythm, it represents synchronization, and incoherence it represents disintegration. We are disconnected. And when we are disconnected, we are living in survival. we are not thriving in life. And if we are living in survival, it's time for what? Run, fight, or hide.
Yes.
And from this place, it's no time to create, it's no time to nourish, to connect, to nothing. It's when we disconnect from ourselves. And that's why I was looking for my baby with 3 years old, and I was thinking, oh my God, who are you? Oh my gosh. Yeah. I think it was the day I decided to become a mother, actually,
Yes.
because there is a myth that says that when a baby is born, a mother is born. I personally don't believe in that. No.
Yes.
I think it's the start of a new life. Okay. And I also believe that our children are coming to awake our undeveloped self, to shows where we can grow and hand by hand with our inner child. So instead of criticize our children with this one, because we are expecting something,
Yes.
if we look at them with the beginner mind and think with very curious way, oh, that's interesting. I'm sure that makes sense. There is something here that wants to be seen, healed, whole. Okay, welcome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so powerful. Really, really, really powerful. And so if you were to give one sort of insight or wisdom that allows people to do this, what you just shared, that allows people to really connect with themselves, uh, what would be those one or two things that you could share uh, to
Yeah.
create that connection?
There is a question that I love, that I love. It's one of my favorite questions. Every time I feel something is challenging me, okay, I look inside myself, I connect with my heart, and I always ask, my heart, please, what do you do in this moment? I pause, I breathe deeply, okay, and I ask, please, now it's your turn. And the heart just answer. It's not you don't see it on your screen. You just feel it. You can feel it all over your body, in every cell, and you do the right thing.
Yes.
Because sometimes parents ask me, but how do I know I'm doing the right thing? It depends, but for me it's very clear. I know here
Yes.
when things are okay. I'm here, I feel here. And every single person in every single country I was and I'm working, when I ask, where do you feel that? They always do this. And it's so funny because sometimes they say, I don't know. And they place the hand here. So I don't know. Yes,
Yeah.
you know. You are not aware, but you know. So when
Yes.
we reconnect with this one, all the wisdom comes out.
Yes. Yeah. And that's also really interesting, right? Because if we just also take sort of the learning from what you just shared, and what if we just have the belief that we know and just work from that, have that frame on, that would bring a lot of new and different perspectives just to operate from that.
Yeah. With generative parenting, as I mentioned before, we see our children for whom they are.
Yes.
So we don't ask them, why are you doing that? That's wrong. We may think, but we don't say. And of course, we think sometimes. We are human.
Yes.
But we approach with a different approach, with our heart, with our brain. And we say, okay, that's interesting. I'm sure that makes sense. I'm very curious. Can you explain me? Can you teach me how you do it?
Yes.
My youngest girl, sometimes she's so full of electricity. I am almost dying. And I look at her and say, honey, please, can you teach me how you do it? Please, I need to feel again my energy. and I'm feeling so not overwhelmed, but
Yes.
stuck in something. Please teach me. And it's so easy, so easy. And she just show, and I do it. And 5 minutes later, I'm not like her, but I'm much better. And
Yes.
this also creates connection, and it's telling the children that yes, I'm an adult. Yes, I'm more responsible somehow, but I don't know more than them.
Yes.
We have
Yes.
equal dignity,
Yes.
and they have space to share emotions, desires, feelings,
Yes.
and they can do it. Also, I can do it. Also, my husband, we all
Yes.
can do it. This is really, really important. There is a safe place. So it's a safety attachment.
Yes.
And they grow knowing they have a voice. Because we grow listening, you don't have a voice, you don't have enough age to know that. Yes, we do. Just
Yes.
explain me in the way that I can understand.
Yes.
You are the adults. Cognitively, you have a mature brain, or should, so use it, and we learn from each other. It's a sharing information, and this
Yes.
information is also on on this field,
Yes.
because sometimes our kids, they ask, "Are you okay?" They can feel we are not, and we say, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, I'm okay. Don't worry, I'm okay," and it's a lie, and they feel the incoherence, and also the incoherence. What happens is that through that incoherence, that lie they are feeling, they will challenging us. It's nothing personal, nothing personal. It's just okay, just awake, awake your undeveloped self, and take a look with honestly, an honest look, and please grow up.
Good. Sorry, I had to mute because I have a cat here, and right now he's craving for attention.
And
So
you
it's,
know that the animals, they also feel our field. We
yes.
are all always connecting with them with our heart,
Yeah.
and that's interesting. There's a
Yeah.
message.
I definitely experienced that.
How
Yeah.
are you taking care of him? Maybe he just wants you to hold him.
It's this one's just quite the opposite. He likes
Yeah.
to play, and so this is his way of. So he has this really small frog, and he comes and brings it in. So he's like kept it in front of me. So it's like now you got to throw the frog so that I can go and play with it.
Oh my God. I don't know if there is any sharing or questions.
There are a couple of more. There's
Oh,
one from
Chandra.
Sandra.
Oh, so sweet.
Mm,
Yes, I feel that we have to unlearn everything that we have been taught all over the years since our own childhood, where the mothers of the heart are. Yeah, yes, Alexandra, that's it. It's generative parenting is this. It's to unlearn the things that, with the best intention of all, our parents and our first teachers told us to do, to follow, to be. And the danger is that we are going up and up and up in the neurological levels, and our parents and our grandparents and our first teachers, they talk with us almost always at identity level and at the behavior level, and they confuse everything. If we don't fit their expectations, they can say, for example, you are a bad kid, and then I this is a behavioral. They saw a behavior. They put the stamp, okay, bad kid, and then I received the message at identity level. I believe that I'm a bad kid, and then what I do? Oh, you are a reference for me. So if you say that I'm a bad kid, let me behave like a bad kid. because I want you to love me. So I do whatever it takes. But please love me.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
that's how things happen.
Yeah.
What if we look to our children from a spiritual perspective? It's like we do in generative parenting. We know they are souls, they are coming here for a spiritual journey with us.
That's
Yeah,
no, great. I'm really, really excited about this. I also feel like that if we continue to have conversation, we probably will finish a session here itself. Uh, yeah, but this is really great, and is I mean, coming from an Indian context, and because we spoke about the cultural mindset, this is so true. I mean, I can speak from Indian context as well, because it's one of the things that happened. I used to. I think things are changing, but at least it used to happen with me in my school that you give one exam and you didn't do well, and teacher comes to you and the first thing they say is, "Oh, you're a failure." I'm like, "Oh, right. It's just one exam. It's not. No, that's don't make it about my life." But yeah, it's such an important thing to
that happens
explore.
not only in India, all over the world. And then we growing up believing that we are our outcomes.
Yes.
And we don't even know that we are essence, pure love. And then we can consciously choose to shift our perception from
Yes.
our heart.
Yes.
We are the only species on the heart on the planet that can consciously choose to do it.
Yes.
We are amazing creators.
Yes. Great.
Sandra, I will translate it to you. I believe it should be mandatory. Read Gurus de Palmo e Meio, Little Gurus. That's my last book.
Ah.
To learn. I'm very thankful. Thank you, Sandra. Obrigada, Sandra. Muito obrigada, de coração. So generous. Yeah. And the core values of generative parenting are the regenerative emotions.
Oh, all right.
Have values like other parenting ways used to have. We have these ones because it's transversal. Everyone can just come here, come home. Come
Yes.
here is to come home.
Yes.
And I believe we come to this world to return to home.
All right. Great. Brilliant. Thank you. Thank you so much, Rita. I mean, there are so many amazing, amazing and powerful insights. And like I said, that this is really powerful within the context of parenting, but as well as within the context of just being human.
Yes.
It's
It's about that.
absolutely.
It's about
Yes.
human rights. Actually, it's about not only human rights, it's about rights, about everyone rights, everyone and
Yes.
everything, animals. We are connected. They have wisdom too. So why
Yes.
don't we stop? When we have an animal and we bring him to our chester, it's such a moment,
Yes.
you know? And it's a very hurtful or mindful moment, if you want.
Yes. It is.
Um, yeah, and we
And
do the same with babies. The heart is the first organ to be
yes.
developed in our body,
Yes.
and the baby connects with the mother from the heart. So when they come out and they cry, we don't have to do anything else than just hold the baby, heart with heart, and the baby just calm down. So do I. And in order we can do this, we really need to be present in ourselves, connected with this intelligence.
Yes.
Otherwise, we'll be holding the baby from a space that it's not a safe place,
Mm.
and the baby will cry more and more. And it's so easy to learn to do this. This is really natural.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for taking the time out for this, Rita. And like I said, it's just absolutely brilliant insights that I've got. And I'm sure everyone else who was listening to they got, because there are so many amazing comments that we have received. I think just operating from the frame of everything that you've shared with us creates such a huge impact. And these are small shifts. These are just at least in my experience, these are just some little bit shift in the way we experience and in the way we do things, and it creates such a huge impact, and that's really really powerful.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Rita. And this is just
Pleasure.
an sorry.
It's a pleasure. And I was listening the traffic from your sound, and a thing that we can do to practice this, because the traffic can be crazy all over the world. It doesn't
Yes.
matter the country. It's where the emotions appear, and
Yeah.
it's very interesting to practice heart centered in the traffic. And if you respond from this place, I'm sure, I'm sure that the person from another car will just stay calm, or at least more calm. Yeah, for sure.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, this is my assumption, but you could tell me if I'm wrong. Uh, when we operate from being heart centered, it
Hmm.
automatically does translate into the behavior, right? Because I can imagine that when I'm driving a car and I'm experiencing this, the way I drive the car, the way I'm approaching everyone else changes, and that unconsciously gets communicated to the driver next to
Yeah.
me, and then it has an effect because that guy will go like, okay, that guy's really calm, that guy's really, and then it sort of has this expanding effect. I mean, it's my assumption, not that I've done that yet, but it's something I would do next. But is this an accurate thing to predict or presume?
Yes, yes, because behavior generates behavior.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting because thoughts are the language of the brain, and feelings are the language of the body. So together they create our sense of being, and our sense of being is expanded through our field, and the other will sense.
Great.
Yeah.
Excellent. Brilliant. So thank you again, Rita. This was excellent. I mean, amazing insights, and I'm really, really looking forward to the session at the conference.
And me too,
Uh,
and all the sessions, because they are also interesting. I
yeah.
was looking at, oh my god, I'm excited.
Yes. Yeah. Me too. This year, I mean, last year was amazing as well.
It
But
was
since
amazing, amazing.
I was caught up so much in organizing that I didn't really get to attend a lot of sessions. But this time we built the system, so hopefully I will get to attend a lot many sessions. I'm really excited about that.
Finally.
Yeah, I mean I do go through all of them as a recording later,
Yeah.
but it's just being part of it, being part of the conversation, being part of the experience. Live is something else altogether. And that last year the community that we had was brilliant, and this year
It
I
was
think
amazing.
it's next level
And it
because
was so
this.
interesting, the field of this conference. It was so powerful, so generous, and so loving and care. It was what I believe a community should be.
Yeah,
This care, this presence, and it was really, really beautiful.
yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you, and it's congratulations to all of us. We built this, so that's really great. So brilliant. Thank you so much also for taking the time out to be part of this conversation today, Rita.
Thank
I was really excited about it since last week when Angela said that, "Hey, I'm not doing well, so can you do this?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm going to do this." Uh, so thank you so much for taking this time
you.
out.
Thank
And
you.
for those of you who are also watching, just to kind of let you know that this is just a glimpse of what a powerful session you're going to have with Rita and at the conference, and they're going to be like 35 more of these. So if you haven't got the tickets for the conference yet, now would be a great time. All the details are in the videos, and there will also be a link there. So just go and grab your tickets as soon as possible.
And you can use my discount code, Rita10, and just come and join us. It's a pleasure to have you. Without you, it's nothing happens.
Exactly.
We are all
Exactly.
one.
Yes. Yes. All right. Brilliant. Thank you. Thank you so much, Rita. And
Send
thanks.
a big hug
Thank
from my
you.
heart to yours.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
thank you, everyone who joined us today and stayed with us and for this amazing comments as well. And thank you all. And until next time, tomorrow, I think there's going to be a live session as well at that 7 p.m. India time. That's 1:30 UK time, and then wherever else, everywhere else in the world. So it's the same time as today. And yeah, so I hope that you guys are able to join tomorrow. And I will see you guys soon. Let's take
Bye
care.
bye.
Bye, guys.